Reed Lewis, and I'm president and co-founder of ProLogic. Now, you might have heard me back at the Christmas party. ProLogic is an established company. We've been around for a long time, and we're now happy to be part of the mobile ecosystem. I'm going to talk tonight about Mobile Echo, which is our mobile file management product, and then, as Pete said, I'm going to fill in for him as best as I can. So I got 5 minutes on my timer here, and I'm going to tell you the problem that we set out to solve with Mobile Echo. I'll talk about our solution and give you a quick demo. Since you guys are developers, I'm going to talk about our development process a little bit, and then ask you to help us out in a couple different ways, because one of the great things about MoDev is we all help each other. So our problem, the problem that we set out to solve, is really simple. We have about 6,000 business customers, business and institutional customers around the world, and they came to us and said, Reed, can you help us? We need something like Dropbox to get to our servers. So this is a great compliment to Dropbox. It's a wonderful product, but these customers had at least 3 reasons why they didn't want to use it. One, they had some security concerns, right? HIPAA, PCI, government data, and so forth. 2, they needed to be able to manage it, right? Some people are allowed to do this, some people are not allowed. And then 3, they had a lot of content that they couldn't just upload it all to the server. So here comes my enterprise slide. We created a solution called Mobile Echo. Let me back up here and talk about what it is, what the parts are, and how they work together. And if you have questions, we can get to them later on. So Mobile Echo has 2 key components. It's got an app, which is an App Store app, and it's got a server that runs on Windows today. So the App Store app, I'll show you in a minute. It's a free download. It protects your data with Apple Data Protection. It lets you preview it and do a few other things, and lets you open files in other apps and open them back in to put them on the server. So you can get to the server, edit your files like in Docs2Go, and then put them back on the server. It talks securely over the internet using HTTPS. Got to get through the firewall, and it talks to the Mobile Echo server. The Mobile Echo server does 3 things. Again, one is it deals with security, so it authenticates the user, gets their Active Directory credentials, and figures out what they're allowed to see. 2, it manages the Mobile Echo app. Right, as Chris talked earlier, like managing apps is a really important constraint that MDM doesn't deal with today because Apple hasn't let it. So Mobile Echo manages itself, and it does do a selective wipe, like you were asking about earlier. And then, of course, the server acts as the proxy to the enterprise server data. So you can see here all these servers might have data that you want to get to. It's data that your peers and yourself are getting to from your clients, and Mobile Echo server lets you get to that data. And one server is good enough for the whole organization, so forth. So I'm going to give you a quick demo here, and while I'm actually running inside of Mobile Echo now, this is our built-in previewer. Look at my time, got plenty of time. This is the Mobile Echo app, right? It has sources over on the left here, and I'll talk about a little of those. It's talking over Wi-Fi to a server that's running down here on a Windows machine over my own network. So there's a couple different kinds of sources, right? There's the servers, which are the most important part. For mobile users, there's also My Files, which is your mobile file store, and that's where my presentation is. And there's the inbox, which is where files come back from where you've edited them. So if I go to the server, see if my demo works here, you can see I can navigate through my server hierarchy and see the files. And this speed that you're seeing here is, speed is important for mobile users. You'll see this even if you're on 3G out like in a bus or in the metro. If I see a file I'm interested in, I can tap on it, find a nice one. And I get an action menu, and this allows me to do the kind of things you would imagine you would do with a file, right? Now, a key element of Mobile Echo is security, so all of these things are managed. I can enable or disable them depending on the user's AD credentials. Okay, I'm not going to show you preview, I'm not going to show you all this, but suffice to say, that's Mobile Echo. Now, as developers, you're interested in how we do all this. Okay, so we have, GroupLogic has about 40 members, and most of us are developers, and we use two methodologies. We use the customer development methodology, which is popularized by Eric Ries and Steve Blank. I personally interviewed over 200 customers to figure out what to put into Mobile Echo. And we use Keynotopia, which is a great product for visual prototypes. If you haven't used it, check it out, Keynotopia. We also do Agile software development. We've been doing Agile for about 5 years, and we really went all the way. We use Rally, which is a great tool to manage Agile. We do Scrums, we do Sprints, we do the whole 9 yards. And that's really important because the space is moving really fast. So Mobile Echo came out in May. In our fall release, we have planned a bunch of new features, a lot of security, you'll see that. And yeah, we're already planning the winter release again. So I'm over time. There's a couple things you can do, right? Clearly, you all are probably the mobile gurus in your peer group. Spread the word about Mobile Echo if people are looking for this. Download the free trial. You can get a server from our site if you have a legitimate need for a license. I'll get you one. We want to hear what you think, good, bad, ugly. Let us have it. Support OpenIn. OpenIn is a tool or a capability for exchanging files between apps. Not all apps do it, like iWork doesn't do it, but if you can. And then lastly, keep supporting Pete and Modem. So I'm way over my time. I'll end. And who's going to do the next premiere? So Rich is going to come up and do the next premiere. Thanks for listening.